Nova names. Palestinian journalists killed by Israel in Gaza. As the Holocaust in Gaza enters its 19th month, more than 52,000 people have been killed and over 120,000 injured. The war has been particularly marked by the challenges of reporting from a war zone, in effect sealed off for reporters from Gaza, where reporting has been impossible at times, and far too often, deadly. Despite these challenges, Palestinian journalists have continued to report the horrors of the war, serving as the world's eyes and ears during one of the deadliest wars of the 21st century. From October 7, 2023, to December 25, 2024, at least 217 journalists and media workers had been killed in Gaza. 5 more were killed on December 26 when an Israeli airstrike targeted a news venue all over. These most recent killings of journalists underscore the perilous environment in which media professionals are operating in Gaza. Simply put, this has been the worst war for journalists ever. The following list is a tribute to the journalists and media workers who have been killed in Gaza since October 7, 2023, arranged by the dates of the deaths. Hisham's last message to the world. Hisham Mulnujer, a 27-year-old journalist with Kabar News Agency, was killed on October 9, 2023, when Israeli warplanes struck the Ramal district in western Gaza, an area that has several media organizations. He lost his life while covering the forced evacuation of the Hadi building on Institution Street in Gaza Governorate, which was ultimately destroyed in the airstrike. Renowned for his courage and unwavering commitment to truth, Hisham was on the front lines documenting the escalating violence when the attack occurred. His final moments were spent doing what he believed in most, reporting the reality from the heart of the war. Hisham Mulnujer, October 10, 2023. All this arrogance, hysterical behavior, and destruction of the Israeli occupation is trying to cause in Gaza, and causing terror and anxiety among the citizens. O God, grant us security and safety. Rest assured, people, calm down, control your anxiety, and reach a Gaza around you. God willing, we will be the victors. Its last message to the world. According to the Committee of Protectionists, CJ, the war in Gaza has claimed the lives of more journalists in a single year than any other conflict the organization has ever recorded. Among them was Ayat Kadur, a freelance journalist and podcast presenter, who was killed alongside several family members in an Israeli airstrike that struck her home in Beit Lahia, northern Gaza. Ayat had been using social media to document the worsening humanitarian crisis, sharing raw and heartfelt videos from the ground. One of the most haunting posts came on November 6, 2023, in a video she titled My Last Message to the World. In it, she said, "We had big dreams, but our dream now is to be killed in one piece so they know we are." Her words, heavy with sorrow and deference, echo as a chilling testimony of life under siege. Ayat Kadura, November 20th, 2023. We are human beings like everyone else in the world. We had many big dreams. But unfortunately, today our dreams get evil were martyred, would be martyred as one body, get people would recognize us, and not be dismembered and put in a bath. Our dreams have become that we would not hit the end of bombing. We never imagined that we would reach this stage and live such a like make it the most basic necessities of life. But things we cannot talk about. Sometimes this war will end, and those who will live will tell people what happened to us, what we lived through. The Committee to Protect Journalists, CJ, has reported that the killing of journalists, along with the systematic arrests and detentions of media workers in Gaza and the occupied West Bank since October 7, 2023, has created a devastating news vacuum, one that threatens to leave potential war crimes undocumented and unchallenged. Jober's last message to the world. Jober Albi Hedris, a reporter for Quds Olympic was killed in December 2023 when an Israeli airstrike targeted his home in the near refugee camp in northern Gaza. He died alongside 7 members of his family. Jober, 36, was known among colleagues for his courage, tenacity, and deep commitment to telling the stories of his people. His reporting carried the weight of personal loss and local connection, making it not only informative but truthfully human. He didn't just report the news. He lived it, side by side with the community he sought to amplify. Jobu Obi Harris. December 8, 2023. Despite the difficult circumstances, the coverage continues. Ismail's last message to the world. On July 31st, 2024, Older Arabic journalist Ismail and his cameraman Rumi Ofi were killed in an Israeli airstrike in the Shadarifi camp, west of Gaza City. The car, clearly marked as a press vehicle, with identifying signs and both men wearing media vests, was directly touted, according to initial reports. Ismail and Rumi had been reporting tirelessly on the humanitarian catastrophe unfolding in Gaza, documenting the stories of the displaced, the wounded, and the victims of repeated bombardments. His colleague, Oljuz Anas al-Sharif, was at the hospital when the bodies arrived. Visibly shaken, he said, Ismail was conveying the suffering of the displaced Palestinians, the wounded, and the massacres committed by the Israeli occupation against innocent people in Gaza. He paused, overcome with emotion, and added, the feeling, no words can describe what happened. The deaths mark yet another devastating loss in a war that continues to silence the very voices working to tell its truth. Ismail, July 31st, 2024. This is what remains of the ruins of the head of the forest movement. We monitored the atmosphere in Othia camp and in the Gaza Strip in general. It is a very sad day among the Palestinians. Some Palestinians considered it a day of great sadness. Olgal is one of several older journalists who have lost their lives while covering the war in Gaza. Many others have suffered personal tragedies, with family members killed in Israeli strikes. Few stories illustrate this heartbreak more powerfully than that of Waldadar, Al-Jazra's Burchik in Gaza City, whose personal loss has come to symbolize the unimaginable burden borne by Palestinian journalists. Just weeks into the war, Dadar received devastating news live on an Israeli airstrike on the Negev camp had killed his wife, his 7-year-old daughter, his 15-year-old son, and several other family members. The grief did not end. In January 2024, his son Hamza, also an old reporter, was killed in a drone attack. By December 25th, at least 217 journalists had been killed, 192 men and 25 women. Half of the female journalists were from Gaza City, while Gaza City and North Gaza together accounted for 64% of all media work deaths. The remaining casualties came largely from the south and central regions. Approximately 36% of the journalists killed were from Deir el-Bahr, Khan Yunis, and Rafah. This staggering toll not only reflects the immense danger of reporting in Gaza but also the deliberate error of voices striving to tell the truth amid war. More than half, 52%, of the journalists and media workers killed lost their lives during the first 3 months of the war, from October to December 2023. October alone was the deadliest month, with 44 journalists and media workers killed, accounting for 20% of the total deaths. Yet the toll has continued to rise. The killings have not stopped. On December 26th, 5 journalists were killed in a single incident, underscoring the relentless and growing dangers faced by media professionals risking their lives to document the unfolding humanitarian crisis. 80% of the journalists and media workers killed were between the ages of 20 and 40, a sobering statistic that highlights just how young so many of them were. Most were in the prime of their careers, driven by a deep commitment to truth and storytelling in the face of danger. They were not only reporters and writers, but also photographers, videographers, editors, analysts, sendandinas, photographers, even fenders of media outlets. Each brought unique skills and passion to the front lines, united by a shared mission, to bear witness and make the world see. Their stories are a powerful reminder of the heavy price paid by those who dare to document humanity's darkest hours. In the final words and final acts, they left behind not just reports, but legacies of courage, truth, and unflinching witness. More of the last messages to the world. The last messages to the world. Signed Ultuil. February 10th, 2023. Women, men, adults, children, and ladies all completely evacuated the area in preparation for bombing the terrorists. Oli Nazman. February 13th, 2023. An area a few meters away from here is being completely removed. We ask God for safety for the people. It is certain that the people have withdrawn from it. The bombing continued all night long. A battle with the Israelis will continue until liberation. The people of the Gaza Strip, thanks to God, have their heads held high and the morale is high. However, you can see the fatigue on it is due to staying up late. Oh, gis understood. Mohammed Albi Hotep. November 2nd, 2023. Until this moment, Israeli raids continue on the southern governorates. The heavy shelling of citizens continues, and the wounded are arriving at Nasser Hospital in Khan Yunis. The situation is catastrophic. There are a large number of dead and wounded. The humanitarian situation is very dangerous, and international intervention is necessary so that Israel stops all these violations. Sorry, Mansay. November 18th, 2023. Currently, this is the only way I can communicate with my wife through written messages. This means that we have returned to very old era in light of the cutting off of communication lines, the internet, and also SMS messages. This is a great suffering. Hasunu Salem. November 19th, 2023. I'm a Palestinian journalist from Gaza. I am broadcasting this video and I don't know if I can post more videos. As a journalist in Gaza, we are excited touting at any time. Three of our colleagues who used to go out with us to cover events were killed. We are continuing the journey of conveying the truth. We currently do not have a platform on social media that have not been restricted. We are suffering from many things, including the messages we receive from the displaced and need shelter, doctors, medical staff, and our fellow journalists that they are being touted. Transfer our voice to the world. Hassan Remert. October 6, 2024. A new massacre committed by the Israeli occupation forces out the touted camp, which was sheltering thousands of displaced people. In this place, we see continuous Israeli shelling at the camp, as we see shelling of. No names is more than a call to remember. It's a demand for recognition, for justice, and for truth. These journalists did not die in silence. They died amplifying the voices of the wounded, the displaced, and the forgotten. In honoring their final messages, we honor the lives, their work, and their courage. Let the names not fade into statistics. Let their stories cool our conscience. Let the sacrifices be the reason we never look away. Know their names. Speak them. Carry them forward.